It's the ACC on ESPN. We welcome you to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers. Tonight, the Texas Longhorns are at number 14 North Carolina as we come to you live from the Smith Center. Welcome to Chapel Hill, everyone. Great to have you with us. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner is Doris Burke. And Doris, Carolina's already got good news today. Leslie McDonald, their senior, who's been suspended to this point in the season, is eligible to play. He's been cleared by the NCAA. He will see time on the floor tonight. We'll have more on that story coming up in just a moment. Speaking of the floor, are we likely to see like 180 points scored on this floor tonight?
It's a really unusual circumstance pregame when Roy Williams tells us he's anxious to see, will his guys run back on his opponent? But this is a young Texas squad that's looking to set the pace. Major step up in competition for the Longhorns tonight.
Indeed. Let's give you a look now at your one-on-one for tonight.
But what a difference a year makes for Marcus Page. It would be hard to imagine this guy hunting shots a year ago, but it's exactly what the Tar Heels need from their sophomore combo guard. But they can't allow him not to do this as well. One of his best skills, his passing ability. So get in the lane, draw multiple defenders, and make sure the guys around him feel good. Roy Williams wants more balance. That's one way to do it.
Time for a look at the starting lineups now for North Carolina. Page is joined by James Michael McAdoo, played really well in their victory over Kentucky. Bryce Johnson getting 13.7 rebounds a game, and a freshman, Nate Britt, has started every game. For Texas now, the Longhorns are very young, as Doris mentioned. Yancey and Taylor are both freshmen. Holland and Ridley are sophomores. Texas does not have a single senior on the roster, only 2 juniors, but they do have some depth, and they sure do like to run.
And a year ago, they put a hurt on the Carolina Tar Heels in Austin. So, in talking to the Carolina people, it was the worst game they played all last year.
Look who's ready to go. Leslie McDonald cleared just today, hours ago, by the NCAA. Ineligible for the first 9 games after receiving impermissible benefits. Roy Williams told us just a couple of hours ago he wasn't sure how much he could play him. He's practiced 47 times, but never once with the first team.
Well, you wonder what impact it has on the rhythm that this Carolina team has achieved to this point. 3 wins over really quality Louisville, Michigan State, and Kentucky teams.
Allen weaving his way in. Nice little teardrop, but that won't drop. They crash the glass very, very well. And a man down immediately. Joel James hitting the deck in agony for North Carolina. And an ominous start. Look at the look on the face of Roy Williams coming over to attend to his 6'10 sophomore. He hit that floor with a thud that resounded all over this building. So Texas grabbing the quick 2-0 lead, but already a look of concern on the faces of his teammates. Here's how it happened.
Well, he and Ridley are locked up, but it's his right knee that his teammate Tokuto goes right into him. I'm not going to look, Dave O'Brien.
Holland following his own miss there and right back up and in. But the building has gone very, very quiet after a raucous first 20 seconds or so. And James remaining on his back, the big sophomore who has started every game. 6'10 out of West Palm, and now in a seated position, along with the trainer and the head coach.
6'10", 280 pounds. A guy who works so hard on his conditioning, changed his frame, but he did. He took quite a shot from J.P. Tokuto.
And now up on his feet, although he needed some help, staggering a bit. And James needing a lot of help to hobble away. Again, just seconds into tonight's game between Texas and number 14 North Carolina, and a man down in Joel James, the starter for the Tar Heels. And obviously headed for the locker room. Kennedy Meeks, a 6'9 freshman, will come on for him. He's out of Charlotte. So you can say this literally. Good news on McDonald, bad news on James. How bad it is, we'll get you an update as soon as we can. Carolina, their first possession, Page has it. He's averaging 19 a game. Tokoto into the lane. Strong move. Got it up there, and nice roll for two.
Tell you what, there's speed and athleticism at a lot of spots tonight.
Rick Holland goes into the lane to the other side. A quick reverse. That's how they want to play, Doris.
Well, and that's a young man that plays so hard every possession. DeMarcus Holland just goes.
Meeks does too, right down the lane. The freshman who was instrumental in the upset of #1 Michigan State. He played very, very well. Yancey gives it up. Here's Holland. Boy, is he active right away. And a three-pointer. 7 points for Holland. All the points that Texas has right out of the gate. James Michael McAdoo with that feathery touch and two.
That is his favorite shot. His go-to move is that turnaround jump shot. Needs a little space to get it off.
Here's one of the freshmen, Isaiah Taylor, runs the point. One of 5 Longhorns averaging in double figures. That floater won't fall. Big rebound there by Holmes on a baseline, and he draws the foul. Hit by Meeks.
Now that is why dribble penetration is so problematic, and Mr. Taylor is an incredibly difficult check, and I think some frustration early from Roy Williams at their inability to contain that drive.
I said 180. It may be north of that.
Yes.
As far as points scored tonight, but it should be fun. Holmes at the line, drops in the first one. He's 85%. Rick Barnes, 16th year at the helm for the Longhorns. Their winningest coach. Says it's taken a culture change to shake up Texas basketball. He believes the program is back on track after missing the NCAA tournament last year.
5 players left the program after last year, 3 transfers, and I think you need the right guys to coach. And he talks an awful lot about culture, working hard. You think about guys who came into this program like Kevin Durant with built-in work ethic.
Taylor with a terrific block and now stolen away. The quick hands of Carolina, and Marcus Page, the sophomore out of Marion, Iowa, off to a terrific start. North Carolina will keep it. Page led all scorers in the victory over Kentucky with 23, 21 coming in the second half.
He was dynamite in the second half. It's amazing to me the difference in mindset. Roy Williams kept telling us a year ago Marcus Page was a great shooter. Took him some time to find his rhythm, but boy, when he did, look out.
Rid off the screen, can't get it to go, and it's out of play off Texas. North Carolina coming in ranked number 14, but it has been a roller coaster of a season, hasn't it? Bouncing back from that stunning November loss to Belmont to beat the defending national champs Louisville, number 1 Michigan State, and number 11 Kentucky. And in between losing to UAB.
Well, and I think everyone talks about the missed free throws against Belmont. They broke down defensively. They just didn't guard at the end game.
Holland scooping it up. Carolina turns it over. Here's Holmes, long distance 3, and he got it. A very confident looking shot, and he bangs his chest on his way back.
Yeah, that is a young man who spent most of the summer just working on the 15-foot jump shot, his fundamental form, but it's paid dividends on the range shot.
McAdoo working hard inside and draws the foul. Ridley went down, but the foul goes against Texas to put McAdoo to the line.
You've got Jonathan Holmes, who spent the entire summer, he said, I'm going to condition, I'm going to be better with my fundamentals, and look at that stroke. Beautiful.
They don't shoot the 3 very well. In fact, neither team does. Texas 34%. North Carolina only 30%. So it's not a huge part of either side's attack, is it?
It is not. In fact, Rick Barnes was telling us last night that he never took a 3-point shot the rest of the season. It was, tongue-in-cheek, but it wouldn't bother him. He wants the pace to be fast, them to be at the rim as much as possible.
He said, I'll take the attacking 2. And the 3-pointer is not so much a big deal as McAdoo drops that one in. Texas coming in 9-1. They're unranked at the moment, though tonight is their first contest against a ranked opponent. Taylor with it. Quick drive, and before the basket, a foul, so no hoop there.
Nate Britt was in jail as soon as his right hand went out to reach. If you're playing Isaiah Taylor, get down in a stance and be prepared for the dribble drive.
Taylor, an outstanding passer, not only scores 12 a game, he averages about 4 assists. So he can give it up as well. Holmes with another quick strike. Texas really looking smooth offensively, and they've doubled up Carolina.
I tell you what, when you play as fast as they do, they have as many live athletic bodies as they do, it's very easy. You know, there's no star, 5 guys, double-digit scores. You don't know where it's coming from.
Page, top scorer, driving the baseline. A lot of traffic there. Holmes with the block and took it away. In transition, Holland to the paint. Oh, that was beautifully done and tipped up and in by Texas and Prince eBay.
This is why Roy Williams said to us pregame, are my guys interested in running back at Texas? Right now, the answer is they're not anywhere near as aggressive and assertive.
Leslie McDonald has come to the scorer's table. That should bring a loud ovation here by the Carolina fans as McAdoo follows his way in. Almost got it to go. He'll go to the line. As mentioned, McDonald is a very, very good shooter. He's had injury problems, now a senior. Cleared by the NCAA today after sitting on 9 games for receiving impermissible benefits. Hairston still not cleared by the NCAA. That has led Roy Williams to say that that never-ending drama with P.J. Hairston over the summer made it the worst summer of his 26 years as a head coach.
He went so far as to say from July to this moment, and here's the response for McDonald.
Leslie McDonald inserted at 16:14 to go in the first half here against Texas.
And it should be noted that the only reinstatement request North Carolina sent to the NCAA was for Leslie McDonald. They have not sent a reinstatement request for P.J. Hairston.
So that drama continues kind of in limbo for him. Holland can't drop it in. That won't fall in by Lambert. Another battle for it. Out it goes. Texas to resume control of it when we return. 15:53 to go. And Texas off to a strong start on the road.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. Mazda. It takes conviction, creativity, and courage to build cars worth driving. This is the Mazda way. What do you drive? And Wendy's, proud sponsor of the 2014 John R. Wooden Men's Player of the Year Award.
Well, Texas with a 16-8 lead on Carolina at Carolina. That's all P.J. Hairston has been able to do along with practicing. That's dress up in a nice suit and watch the games on the bench. He does not travel with North Carolina when they play on the road. Let's give you a look at the timeline on his story. Back in June, charged with misdemeanor marijuana possession and driving without a license. In July, those charges were dismissed. July 28th, suspended indefinitely after citations for speeding and reckless driving. In September, he earned the right to practice. He did issue an apology to the team, but he waits to see when and if he'll be cleared to return. Terrific drive, but a miss there in close. Once again, Lambert battling for the rebound. It comes back to Carolina.
Carolina is getting absolutely crushed on the glass. It's now 8-1. They have 5 offensive rebounds, and all of it is coming because they can't contain the dribble drive.
A lot of contact as Tokoto again goes down as he gets drilled. Well, Holiday Hoops is back at ESPN. Jordan Adams and UCLA taking on Jabari Parker and number 8 Duke tomorrow at Madison Square Garden. Holiday Hoops presented by K Jewelers at 7:30 on ESPN.
Well, how about those two programs? They've done a bit of winning over the course of years.
I'll check the record. I'll double check, but I think they've won some titles. Misfire there by Tokoto. Hits just 37% at the foul line.
And one final point is, as we revisit P.J. Hairston, the reason we said just prior to going to break that North Carolina has not asked for a reinstatement with the NCAA. It's important because it gives you an indication that maybe North Carolina hasn't finished maybe investigating, gathering all of their information. And we received an email from Andy Katz this afternoon basically, saying, hey, I asked North Carolina why they didn't ask for reinstatement. And basically North Carolina's response was after they speak with the Hairston family, they would have an update.
So that's where it sits right now. That's all the information we have. Felix into the ball game. He'll drive it just off the bench and a foul as he got hit on the head his way to the iron. 15:15 to go. So some early fouls here. Kentucky shot 43 foul shots on Saturday, the most any opponent has attempted against North Carolina in the Roy Williams era.
Wow.
That foul goes against McDonald.
If they don't contain the dribble drive, Texas is going to shoot an awful lot of free throws, because right now, so Felix comes in and he picks up where the other guards have left off, and that's beating North Carolina off the dribble drive.
Now, Felix is one of the few guys who has a green light all the time to shoot that three from Rick Barnes. He's attempted by far more than anybody else on their roster. 17-9. Here's McDonald high up on the wing. He gets cooking. He can really shoot it. Felix guarding him. The bounce for James Michael McAdoo. A little bit closer. Took the hit. He made it. And he gives the sign that indeed I made it. And looking for a three-point play.
Well, this is his go-to move, and he'll go over either shoulder. And once you don't reach, I mean, you're doing your job if you're Lamont Green, because you're making him shoot over the top. You are making it a tough two. That's your job.
McAdoo, very strong game against Kentucky last Saturday. 20 points, 5 rebounds. He had 4 assists. It was the first time in his Carolina career, and that's 88 games, that he's ever led them in assists. Taylor airborne, banks it, no. The tip is up and in by eBay.
Yet another offensive rebounds. The rebounding disparity is why Texas has the advantage.
Texas can play over that rim. Here's Page for 3, way downtown.
And he is really their only consistent deep threat. I mean, the number of threes he has relative to his teammates is striking.
Carolina within 5. Javon Felix. Airborne teardrop short. Lambert fights for that rebound, and he won it back for Texas. Here's Taylor from the corner, and that won't fall. Rebound tip to Page. Again, both teams want to run. Both teams are likely to play 10 or 11. Page, another one, a 3 on target. That gets them going here at Chapel Hill.
That is a big-time handle, sidestep dribble to get a 3.
Nice move by Lambert to get himself free and inside, but it can't spin in. Tussle for the rebound there, and that'll be a foul with 13:48 to go. Foul will go against eBay, his second.
Well, this is Carolina's leader, and when they need a basket, Marcus Page seems to sense it. So back-to-back threes. The first one pretty good. How about the handle to sidestep the defender? He gets one guy going one direction and steps the other. Nicely done.
Carolina on a mini 6-0 run. It's all Page with the back-to-back triples.
I don't think about, oh, he's got a little bloody lip, so he's got to go out of the game. Roy Williams likes scoring point guard, so he has no objection to Marcus Page being that guy.
McDonald, that one off the iron. Carolina gets it back. Really nice effort there by Hicks to save that one before it went out of play.
Texas will do a nice job mixing up their defense. They'll come with man, they'll come with a little zone.
Ritz pass got to Johnson. No roll there, though, off the iron. Texas wants to get it in goal. Holland fires it up. Can't knock it down. Bryce Johnson with a rebound. He's hauling in 7 a game. North Carolina trying to pick up their 8th win of the season. Beat Kentucky here last Saturday, 82-77. Here's McDonald. Smooth looking three-pointer. Felix catches, trying to return that favor, but he can't do it. Carolina with a 1-point lead. The momentum has shifted their way. Britt, tough drive, and the foul as he goes out of play.
So an important time for a young Texas team, because all of a sudden Carolina's offense has come alive. Marcus Page got him started with a couple of threes. McDonald, his first game action of the year off the suspension, and he drains a 3, and P.J. Hairston says, go ahead, young fella.
Ridley's second foul. Britt, the freshman out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, 67% foul shooter.
Now, interestingly, this is a Texas team that has faced many deficits through their first, third of the season, so to speak. But this is on the road against a high-level team. What is their response to this little run? I'll tell you this, boy, it's frustrating watching North Carolina shoot free throws if you're a Carolina fan. It's just 3 for 8 tonight.
And 61% as a team coming in. So there's an indication that's going to be a season-long problem.
Yeah.
They are on a 10-0 run in the last 2 minutes, though. And a foul well away from the basket by Johnson, bumping Taylor as he tried to drive it.
Young teams need to learn how to win, and they also need to learn how to win on the road. And that means stemming the tide sometimes when your opponent gets on a run and has the crowd behind them. Who responds here for Texas?
If they lose this game, it will not be because they're not athletic enough. At midcourt, great save there by Holmes. Over the top, Lammert can't connect. Underneath Taylor, no. The tip by Lammert is good with the left hand.
Nicely done. I thought Yancey made a mistake throwing that lob pass. You know, it's early in the game, but when a team is putting the run on you like Carolina is, make sure you get a good shot. Make sure it's an easy play to complete. Lammert bails him out by going to the glass.
Simmons trying to get out of that corner. Got it free to McDonald. He'll shoot the three. Holland snaring the rebound, and here comes Texas again. Tied at 21. Taylor gets bumped, fires it up there, and he'll go to the line. He'll be there to shoot two. It's been a wild start to the season. Very up and down for Roy Williams in North Carolina. We'll talk about that when we come back to Chapel Hill. Roller coaster for Carolina, hasn't it? Back in November 17, that shocking loss to Belmont, 83-80. But on the 24th of November, they knocked off Louisville, the defending national champs. On December 1st, they lost to UAB, but then on December 4th, they bounced back again and defeated #1 Michigan State 79-65.
I think the most egregious loss was the UAB loss because of the way it happened. Listen, they're not a good free throw shooting team. This is what they do against ranked teams, and this is why Roy Williams said, I don't know which team will show up. 49% shooting. How about this, though? In the second half against those high-level teams, 55% shooting. They go at Michigan State. Are you kidding me? That is a tough place to play.
By the way, we got an update on Joel James, who went down in the first 21 seconds of this game with a leg injury. He's questionable and will be reevaluated at halftime. The big 6'10" sophomore. Taylor at the line.
Well, that's tough because that young man, and he's young in terms of his basketball, but he works so hard to reshape his body. He's got great touch. His stamina's got to get better. But just like a season ago, Carolina does that front court by committee. I mean, there's a lot of guys in there that they can turn to.
Texas by 2, 11.5 minutes to go in the half. Page beyond the three-point line is terrific range. Right back to Tokoto. Johnson setting a high screen. Shot clock down to 13 now for the Tar Heels. Not many times we're going to be able to say that tonight.
They're face guarding Marcus Page. They do not want him to get a touch. Really good job by Holland not to let him get a touch.
North Carolina with the possession arrow.
You know, so important is Marcus Page that DeMarcus Holland is just going to face guard him. He's not worried about where anybody else on the floor is. His job is to make sure that Carolina's leader and leading scorer does not get the ball back.
Tokoto looking inside. They've got Jackson Simmons in, 6'7" junior. As he comes off the bench, Tokoto won't shoot it. Now he will. And can't drill it.
The guys around for Carolina, nice job by Jackson Simmons to challenge. The guys around Marcus Page have got to adjust now to a little jump that Texas is throwing.
Taylor, tough angle. Lammert again crashing. The glass got hit. Been real active around that iron. Holiday Hoops continues Saturday on ESPN. Georgetown heading to Allen Fieldhouse to face freshman standout Andrew Wiggins at number 18, Kansas. Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers Saturday at noon. And foul on Simmons of North Carolina to put Lammert to the line. Number 6'9" sophomore out of San Antonio. And makes the first one. Kennedy Meeks will come back on. Another big body for Roy Williams at 6'9". And Croker now on, a 6'2" freshman for Texas.
Croker, the best athlete on this team. I like this Texas team. You know, we've not heard from Cameron Ridley yet, who I think has got enormous potential in the post. 17-7 advantage right now for Texas on the glass.
And a lot of those on the offensive glass. Longhorns really tearing it up there. Here's Britt to fire. Around and out. Tokoto crashed in. Tried to stuff it, but couldn't get it down. On the run now, Texas in a very quick strike. That was Croker. You talked about his athletic ability.
How fast does this Texas team change ends? They're looking to score and sprint back.
One dribble now. Johnson. Tough move. Pinned up there by Holmes on a great block. Yancey to take control. He's just a freshman. Holmes will not wait. Down the lane. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
How about this guy? He has just committed to being a guy who can now play for extended stretches without fatiguing out, without getting foul trouble. How about that meet at the rim by Jonathan Holmes? And go ahead and sprint to the other end of the floor. He is just running the lane line, takes the pass, draws the contact. Nicely done.
Kennedy Meeks, the man who hit him. And in by Jonathan Holmes, who came in averaging 13 points and 7 rebounds. James Michael McAdoo back on the floor. Holmes has 8. He's a guy who can hit a three-pointer too. A 6'8" junior. He's got a real nice touch. They don't, again, take many, but he's hitting 48% beyond the three-point line.
Lesson for all you out there. This guy spends his summer shooting 15-footers, just working on his form. And what he's found is it's just translated out to the three-point arc as long as the shot motion stays consistent.
Page handing off for Tokoto. Here's Britt. Meeks against Lambert. Tokoto has an open jumper. Got it.
Now he's a guy who could be affected by the return of McDonald because he's had minutes at the 2 guard. That might slide him back to the 3.
Yancey shoved on the baseline. A foul there, says Les Jones. An outstanding officiating crew here tonight. Carl Hess, Les Jones, and Brian Kersey.
And the crowd reacting to it, but these are the rules.
Tokoto with his first personal to put Yancey at the line for a 1-and-1.
And I think the players have done an extraordinary job adjusting to the rules.
Clearly he stepped out there.
Yeah, he did.
Question was, did the foul come before that?
Well, you know what? Now I can sort of agree with the crowd on second look at that.
Yeah. Look at Yancey's first 5 games, what he has done the last 4 in terms of minutes played, way up. He's a rookie. Texas strong at the line so far tonight. They're getting chances just like Kentucky did. Here's Meeks straight on. Oh, nice touch as it dropped in.
He shakes his head on his way back. Just smile, big fella.
Jump shot from the corner and all net there by Croker, who has come off the bench for Rick Barnes, and he has scored. He is getting it going. 34-25. Tokoto short. Yancey with the rebound. Yancey trying to take on Page. That won't drop for him. It is really turning into a track meet as we thought it might. You have no time to get your feet set defensively.
Good job by Javon Felix to get in Page's grill and make him give it up, and there's a steal.
Kendall Yancey with the pick, freshman out of Richardson, Texas.
This is the first time Texas has looked fatigued. Lambert a little bit slow to run the floor. Nice move.
Count that. Holmes gets 2 and has a chance for 3. He has 11 here in the first half. And this is the biggest lead of the night for Texas, up by 11 points.
Yeah, Holmes a season ago was upset that he couldn't play longer. He has been in attack mode from the tip, and North Carolina cannot handle his ability to handle it at his size.
McAdoo with the foul. Holmes, a 6'8" junior, averaging 13 points a game, already 11 tonight. And make that an even dozen.
From the outset, Texas has been the aggressor. So Roy Williams was spot on with this idea that he knew Texas was going to come right at them.
8:19 to go in the first half. Texas is doing a lot of damage at the foul line. They're also on an 18-4 run. Hicks from the corner and got it. That was a silky smooth jumper for the freshman. His first bucket, 10-point game. Yancey up top for Felix. Croker lets it fly.
I think this is your challenge moving forward if you're Texas. When teams make you play and execute in a half-court Kenya, that's going to be a foul on Croker.
Croker tossing out the arm to try and slow him down, commits the foul. 7:42 left. Both of these sides need a timeout to catch their breath here. Max, thank you very much. The 13 remaining unbeatens. Remember, Pitt went down last night. Include Arizona, Ohio State, Syracuse, and Wisconsin.
The Jay Wright's Villanova team surprising some people. Kevin Ollie doing a tremendous job at the University of Connecticut. A dynamic set of guards. Remember, Shabazz Napier's game winner against Florida. After
modern-day Ben Gordon.
After he bricked the first one.
Yeah.
And that Wisconsin team is tough as nails.
37-27. So Texas in transition has been murdered so far on the Tar Heels. Felix gives it up in the corner for Holland. One of the young ones, a sophomore. Felix lets it fly. Rebound tip to Carolina. Page, the top scorer at 19 per contest. That's one of the great foul shooters in the country. Meek spinning into a wall of orange there. No basket there as it tips out, but a foul with 7:06 to go in the half. Lambert again battling very hard inside that lane. He commits his second foul, though. And that'll put Jackson Simmons to the line. Simmons, a walk-on who once set the state of North Carolina high school record for career rebounds. 1,554.
Wow. A no-mistake guy here at North Carolina. There have been a few moments in his career in big games, on the road, in big spots, he's had to come in and be a no-mistake guy, and he's been able to do that.
Playing about 6 minutes a game. He draws Carolina to 37-29 down.
The feel is starting to change because Carolina is sprinting back and making Texas play and try to execute in a half court, and it's nowhere near as pretty to watch.
Leslie McDonald guarding Felix there. McDonald making his return to the Carolina lineup tonight, not as a starter, but coming off the bench. Shot clock down to 12. Holland bodied up. The shot is going to fall in, but I don't believe it's going to count. It will not.
Carolina in a zone, and I like it because Hicks has got length and athleticism out there, but that's the new rules right there. You can't body up. You can't impede that driver with your hands. You got to play D with your feet.
Hicks with the personal, Holland with the miss. We compare last season to this season for the sophomore Holland. He's averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds a game at 6'2", so he can attack the glass as well. 38-29. Very tough week, by the way, for Texas. They have Michigan State coming up next. That's a foul against Texas. Kendall Yancey didn't think so, but he gets it. His second. So the flow of this game, which was racehorse fast, is suddenly bogged down.
Yep.
It'll be Page at the line. He's a great foul shooter at 90%. That usually is the kiss of death. It was not there.
I was waiting for the miss as soon as you said it.
How about this against Louisville and Kentucky? He's 21 for 21 this season. Against those two schools, he went 21 for 21.
It's not, you know, this is a guy who as a high school player was a scorer, so it's not that tough a transition for him, but it is a complete change in mindset from a season ago for him.
It made points. Carolina trying to get their big crowd back into it. Here's steal by Page. Holland got it, drives it strong and lays it in.
Nice job. You can penetrate the zone very much the way you penetrate against a man-to-man. Just find an individual matchup you like and attack it.
Page again. Got it. Boy, is that a quick answer. Another 3 for him. He has 3 of those tonight. Crowd loves that. Taylor swings it. Holmes off the fake. Holland nearly threw it away. McDonald with some terrific effort in that corner, but he tipped it away.
Well, as expected, the guy who's led him all year, just a solid screen by Hicks allows him just enough cushion. They run a little stagger, so two men coming and setting screens for Marcus Page to allow him that look.
Hicks will head to the bench. He gets a nice hand. Tough corner here for Taylor to get it out, but he does to Holland. 5:45 left in the half. Shot clock down to 9 for Texas. I don't think we've said that all night. Holland, stuff there by eBay. Those two have hooked up a couple of times.
Love it. And eBay is a guy who is known as a shot blocker defender, but athletically, as long as he runs and puts himself near the rim, those are the plays he can make.
Pass tipped up. Croker went for it, and a foul. McAdoo is going to plead his case, but that'll be his second. And eBay likes it. 5:21 to go.
The dribble drive puts your help defense at risk. They are forced to come over. McAdoo's got no choice. I like the no call, and I like the delivery. How about that? Because the ball's out of his hand. No reason to whistle right there.
Croker will go to the line. Freshman who has played in every game this season for Rick Barnes. With Carolina will bring Nate Britt, the freshman guard, back on the floor. Texas leads the all-time series between these two schools 5-3. 42-34. Holmes went down at midcourt, but he recovers quickly. Page gives it up. Britt to the paint. McAdoo airborne and foul. A blocking foul against Texas and eBay. 5:04 to go in the half. The journey to the tourney continues on ESPN. Presented by Sonic. Tomorrow, UCLA taking on number 8 Duke at Madison Square Garden. ESPN's journey to the tourney at 7:30 Eastern Time. eBay just picked up his 3rd personal.
That'll get Lambert at the scorer's table ready to check in. And Ridley's been sitting for a while for Texas.
McAdoo only a 59% foul shooter. That's one of the reasons why they barely made it to the rim. Although against Kentucky, he was pretty good at the line. He went 12 for 19. So on a given day or night, he can be all right. Just 2 of 6 in this one. And number 2 for James. That one looked a lot better, and he has 7.
It's a lot of arc on that ball, though, from the free throw line. Boy.
Not the most confident foul shooter you've ever seen. Holland wants the jump shot. He can't bury it. Tipped out high to Croker, and a new shot clock here for Texas.
Rick Barnes has been after Lambert to rebound the basketball. He did not come away with it, but his play on the ball allowed a possession.
Taylor picked from behind, stolen clean by Britt. The bounce ahead, and a big foul, and that might be more than just a simple foul. We'll see.
I think it should be a simple foul. This is just a superb athlete who made a tremendous block.
Croker going airborne as well.
This is what happens is bad floor balance. Point guard penetrates, nobody back in transition defense. How about that jump? No, they're not even going to look, and they shouldn't. This is just a superb athlete and a big-time collision.
I think you're right. Watching it on that replay angle, I think you got it right. McDonald at the line.
Okay, Mr. Croker, we see your athleticism. Holy moly.
Can jump through the gym.
Wow. 6'2", 185 pounds. He's going to play bigger than 6'2" with that vertical.
McDonald. Oh, a lot of iron, but it drops in. Tokuto coming back on for Carolina now. 42-36.
Can we? It's not often we run a foul 3 times on replay, but look at how high that guy is.
Yikes. Broker up top here and swings it back to Holmes. Taylor, yes.
Floater. He can go floater either direction. This young guy, I'll tell you what, Rick Barnes, he may not be where he wants him to be defensively, Isaiah Taylor, but this guy has got a ticker and some skills.
Britz open from the corner. He'll drill it. A two-pointer. Plenty of scoring tonight, and still 4 minutes to go before the break. Taylor right by his defender. Lambert's there for the tip.
Boy, their offensive rebound percentage, I don't know how many shots they've missed, but it feels like Texas has gotten a high percentage of their misses off offensive rebounds.
McAdoo in the lane. That won't fall. He tipped his own miss. This is already the most points that Carolina has allowed in the first half this season. Broker on the baseline. Kicked there by Hubert. Previous high was 44. 3:27 to go. And we have a timeout in the first half. Santa's in the house. Santa likes scoring.
I've been very good.
Max, thank you. Texas with a 46-38 lead. It's all about transition.
Well, transition, look at the offensive rebounds. Texas has missed 17 shots and gotten 12 offensive rebounds. All of that coming because Carolina has been repeatedly beaten off the dribble. It compromises your help defense and puts guys in a position to board it.
Connor Lambert has 8 rebounds, 6 of them offensive. Here's Holmes with a miss.
Well, Connor Lambert just looks like he holds himself differently. He holds himself like a player, a confident player.
He's always around the rim, too. Heavy traffic, Page, and draws the foul. Marcus Page just decided to go in strong and take the hit with 3:12 to go in the half.
You were right about the scoring.
Fast and furious. I think we all anticipated that. Both coaches like to play this way. Lambert does have 3 fouls, incidentally, as Page goes to the line. Just about automatic there. One of the great foul shooters in the country. Look at his first half numbers against Kentucky, and now tonight he's been a different man.
Can you imagine? They shoot 61% as a team. If you took his 89.8% free throw shooting out, how bad it would be for Carolina.
And Texas brings on another wide body. So Ridley back on the floor at 6'9". Approaching 3 minutes to go in the half. Broker feeding the big guy. Ridley in the paint. Taken right away, and a great defensive play by Kennedy Meeks. Just ripped it right out of his hands. Johnson wants it on a low block. Turn and fire, but no. Meeks batted away from him. Texas to run again if they can. Taylor with a pull-up hop from 13 feet.
I tell you, that's just smart basketball. He is on the attack, shoots the floater in the face of Marcus Page, who's doing, in that instance, about as good a job as you can defensively.
8-point lead for the Longhorns.
How about last night at Madison Square Garden, the score, Pittsburgh-Cincinnati 44-43. Look at the score here. We've got a long way to go.
The hook won't fall for Johnson. There were 2 different stretches in that game last night as Ridley gets fouled. Oh, the crowd thought it was a clean block by Johnson.
Terrific pass by Isaiah Taylor.
At the very least, what Roy Williams wanted was a tie-up on this play. Take a look.
We get this. Oh, yeah, that's a good block.
It sure is.
That's a good block. Now, we needed slow motion in the replay.
That's an exceptional block.
That really is. That's an NBA-level block right there. That is pretty.
Ridley at the line. There were 2 different stretches in that Pitt-Cincy game last night. 8-minute stretches, 1 in each half, where Pitt did not score.
Wow.
First 5 games for Ridley. In the last 5, big difference for him. He's doubled up his scoring. Very tough on the glass. Just scored his first point tonight.
This guy's got enormous potential. He really does. Watching this guy play, he's got to be better conditioned. He's taken a huge step this year. There's another level for this guy.
I'm not sure big fella cuts it.
Yeah.
He's probably underselling his size there. 10-point lead for Texas. Under 2 minutes before the break.
Texas back to face guarding Marcus Page.
Page lost it while going airborne, picked away by Yancey. Marcus Holland. Holmes off the fake. Drives. Mishandled it. Loose right back to Texas. Taylor to the left hand. And one. He'll go to the line. You talk about fast and furious.
This guy was the number 13 prospect in the state of Texas. I mean, 12 guys better than Isaiah Taylor. Not even a top 100 recruit, this guy. He is a jitterbug. How about the speed and ability to play through contact and finish? He has been in attack mode all night long.
8 points for the freshman. And back to the line here, looking for a three-point play. Which he does.
This young man at the end of the Vanderbilt game, which was nip and tuck there for a while, makes 2 drive and finish plays that his team needed every bit of.
So Texas already with 53 points. And at various times, the crowd here in North Carolina has chanted defense, defense. They haven't seen much of it yet.
It's going to be a hole, and it's a good call by Carl Hess.
It'll go against Yancey, I believe.
I think it's going to go against Holland.
You're right. We'll go against DeMarcus Holland. So 1:17 left, and Page to shoot. North Carolina will get him to the line as often as they can tonight.
Yeah, it's interesting because I said Texas will switch up their defense. They'll go man, 2-3 zone. They've shown some 1-2-2. Little junk with the face guarding of Page. But you think about if you're going to run a triangle at 2 or a box and 1, anything you're going to run where you're going to face guard a guy, how much harder that is with the rules, right? Because before you could use your arm bars, you could stand a guy up.
Now timeout. Page has 15. We'll take the break as well. Texas in the lead at Carolina. Back at Chapel Hill inside the Smith Center. Texas with a 53-42 lead. It's been a very interesting game. We were just chatting during the timeout. A high number of fouls. There have been 26 fouls combined, 42 foul shots combined. And yet you'll come away in a minute 17 thinking, boy, we all need a break.
Yes.
Because of the pace.
It's been played in long stretches of sprinting back and forth with Texas setting the tempo. And then a lot of times where it just completely stops to go to the free throw line.
So a lot of time at the foul line. Texas with the ball here. Rick Barnes is going to be very happy, all things considered, the way his young team has come in here against the number 14 team in the country, how well they played.
No question about it. No fear. They haven't blinked.
Yancey wants to take it himself on a strong drive, and North Carolina converged on him. 3 different men may have gotten a hand on it. Here's Croker's jumper, though. That's too strong. Holmes out-battles everybody, now stripped, and it's out of play. Off North Carolina. 49.6 to go.
Texas has not quit on plays. So it looks like Carolina might have been able to secure a rebound, but the speed, the hand speed of Texas to go after it has made a difference.
Ton of offensive rebounds for the Longhorns. Barnes will call a play now. Taylor handing off here for Holland.
Little weave out front, just using a little bit of clock, probing the defense.
Back for Kendall Yancey. Now Taylor with shot clock down to 12. Isaiah Taylor to Yancey. Taylor wants to drive it with that left hand. Off the iron. North Carolina with it. 12 seconds before halftime. Britt will back it out. Now into the lane. Short. Tip. Chance for a heave here. Croker airborne. Can't get it. Off the front of that rim at the buzzer. And at halftime, a high-scoring affair. 53-42 Texas. The most points allowed in the first half this season by quite a bit by North Carolina.
Rick Barnes just looked.
Holiday Hoops, presented by Kay Jewelers.
We welcome you back to the ACC on ESPN. It's Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers, and at halftime, It's Texas leading North Carolina 53-42. A look at the gorgeous campus here at the University of North Carolina. Dave O'Brien and Doris Burke with you. You've gotten your oxygen. You're ready for the second half. 95 combined points by these two.
We thought it would be a fast-paced game, and I think if North Carolina can do a better job on the backboards and make Texas execute in a half court, they're going to have a very good shot to win this game here.
You know, we talked about the glass and the offensive board work done by Texas in particular.
Boy, this young team didn't blink. You mentioned it. No seniors on the team. One scholarship junior. Doesn't matter. They're in this hallowed institution, and they are flat out playing at an incredible clip and doing this, beating Carolina off the dribble drive, compromising their help defense, and doing a great job. 12 offensive boards.
Take a look at those numbers, and a big rebounding advantage for Texas. Look at the transition points, usually a strength of North Carolina under Roy Williams, and despite the pace, and at times it has been frenzied, these two teams have combined for a mere 5 turnovers.
Yeah, wow, incredible. With the end-to-end action, how fast it changed, incredible.
5 each, I should say, total of 10. But still impressive as we get ready for the second 20 minutes. North Carolina, we'll see if Roy Williams has some adjustments to make here. Will he try and slow down Texas? It's never been Roy's style.
No, you know, he's going to play at his pace no matter what. I think it's just I mean, honestly, it's being beaten off the dribble drive. If they can do a better job containing it, they won't compromise the guys who are closer to the rim, and they will be in better rebounding position.
So Texas opens up with the basketball in the second half underway here at Chapel Hill. Yancey trying to drive, but he's denied. DeMarcus Holland trying that alley-oop once again. Tough catch by Ridley, but it won't drop. North Carolina comes away, and they want to run. Page coming up a 15-point first half. Ridley there for the rebound. So where would Carolina be without Marcus Page?
Hard to imagine in multiple games.
Yancey on the spin, batted away from him. And it'll go the other way as he kicked it out of play.
I tell you, you can never relax as an offensive player with Marcus Page. That guy has got terrific hands. He does a really good job. Usually when you see guys slap down at the ball, it's an automatic foul. Marcus Page does a great job getting all ball.
McAdoo jumps into the lane, draws the contact, hit by Holmes as he went up. And that'll be Jonathan Holmes' first personal to put James Michael McAdoo to the line. McAdoo, the 6'9" junior.
He doesn't exactly look anxious to get up to that free throw line.
He does not. Does not have a rebound. Is he a victim of, let's say, overly zealous expectations about what he might have done as a college player?
No question about it. I don't think there's any question about it. There is mom and dad, both of whom played basketball at Old Dominion. I don't think there's any question. You think back his freshman year, he has 4 great games to end the year when John Henson gets hurt. And so the expectations of his sophomore season go skyrocketing.
And probably too high for him to deliver. Jump shot short from the corner. Big crash in the lane for the rebound, Carolina. McAdoo attacks. He draws the foul. He'll go back to the line. Not his favorite place in the world, but he'll be shooting here with 18:36 to go. Just 61% North Carolina at the line. And tonight they have already missed 10. You say, well, why don't they just practice more? Why don't they make more foul shots? Practice will get them to make more, won't it? Shouldn't it be that simple?
My sense is Roy Williams has had him do that a time or two.
Yeah.
McAdoo just 3 for 9. You have a group of guys who don't look very outside of Marcus Page. No one looks really confident or comfortable there.
Well, you know,
look at that arc.
I know it, and you know Roy Williams is practicing relentlessly foul shots every day, and probably making a lot of suggestions as well. I've always wondered when a player gets to a certain age, can you teach them to shoot foul shots?
You can always work on somebody's technique, and this young man has tweaked his free throw a lot. Watch how high that ball goes. I mean, I tell you what, that's a tough shot to make when you're putting that much arc from 15 feet. He has tweaked it a number of times, McAdoo.
53-43. Felix with a jump shot, but that won't drop. Page with a big rebound. Tokoto back for Page, and he's fouled by Holland. The reach in by DeMarcus Holland. That'll be his third.
That's going to get Isaiah Taylor up and off the bench quickly.
Texas already with 3 team fouls. If foul shooting is what winds up deciding this, we have a holding foul here. If it comes down the stretch and it's decided at the line, I don't know who has the advantage. They're both 61%. Yancey picks up his third.
Well, they're racking up some fouls quickly, Texas. That's their 4th team foul, and we haven't even played 2 minutes. And this is not a hack-a-shot strategy. Rick Barnes is not asking his team to put Carolina in the bonus.
Not now, not like his Clemson days. Top for McAdoo. Britt looking inside. Page got drilled by Felix, and there's another Texas foul.
And Felix throws his arms up, and that got Rick Barnes up and at him. Is it an acting job here by Bryce Johnson?
I caught him in the face.
Oh, Marcus Page. Oh, come on now.
Well, it looked like he caught him in the face. We can go back and look at that again, but I thought he drilled him unintentionally with that arm.
Okay.
On the follow through. You might be right. That might have been a soccer play. Over the top. The catch. Took the toe. I should say Johnson slams it down. His first bucket. That brings the big crowd to life. Ridley lost the handle on it and a whistle. Let's go back to that alley-oop.
How about that delivery? That is a big-time athlete right there. Bryce Johnson, nice pass by Britt. I tell you, nice job. You know what? He was not prepared. The pass was not where he wants it. He's got to gather and go back up, and he does it with authority.
Britt just picked up the foul. Felix asking for some movement. Ridley on the high post. Here's Croker. He had a couple of dazzling plays in the first half. He just lost the handle on that one, and out it went.
He was making the right choice. I mean, James Michael McAdoo is trying to stay with Croker, and that on a closeout situation would not be easy to do.
So the second half scoring, at least early in the second half, is really bogged down with all the whistles. Not to say they aren't all fouls. Most of them appear to be. Page around the screen. Tokoto. McAdoo at the foul line. Tokoto to Johnson. Johnson, though. Here's Taylor out of the pack with it. Felix got it. A three-pointer.
Boy, he is not shy. He was 0 for 5 before he dropped that one down.
56-45. Tokoto's jumper got a really good look, but could not hit it. Felix over the top. Tough opportunity there for Croker. Even for him, that was a little too high and a little too much.
We've talked about it. Texas is not a team that shoots a lot, nor do they shoot well from 3. But Felix drains one.
He's attempted more threes than anyone on the team, but he's only making 35%. Tokoto, baseline jumper, likes that spot. McAdoo tried to keep it alive, but he taps it to Texas. Felix wants the long one. And is going to roll out of play and go back over to North Carolina. So the pace of this game, if you were with us in the first 5 or 6 minutes, was incredibly fast with a ton of points. But the second half, it has definitely slowed down. There's a lot more shooting and missing.
And I'm not sure if Holland didn't have 3 fouls, if Felix would still be on the floor. I don't get the sense Rick is pleased with him.
Johnson wriggling in for 2. Bryce Johnson, the 6'9" sophomore. Nifty spin by Taylor, and he banks it in. One of the prettiest shots of the night.
Wow. I mean, on that spin, you've got zero idea where the basket is till you turn completely.
McDonald with a 3, and now it's starting to pick up. As you would expect between these two. Taylor swatted out of the sky by McAdoo. But right back to Texas. 8-point game. And here comes Carolina. eBay looking for a guard here. Prince eBay, the 6'10" sophomore, trying to go inside. And the foul against McAdoo. That's his 3rd. Carolina incensed. They wanted an offensive foul on eBay. 15:20 to go here at Chapel Hill. Pretty cool idea here at the Smith Center. Pieces of the court from the Detroit court in 05 and the St. Louis court in 09, where North Carolina won national championships, have been installed right here at the entrance to the court at the Smith Center. So you can see those as you walk in to Carolina's home court. Not everybody can do that.
No. Roy Williams, 2 titles here at North Carolina. 8 Conference Coach of the Year awards. There's some of the banners at one of the storied buildings in college basketball. 7-time National Coach of the Year for Roy Williams. 7 Final Fours. And how about this? 5 of the last 12 he's been in the Final Four.
Battling Texas tonight. Taylor got it to go. He's made some tough shots in the lane. He is 13. He's a freshman.
Well, you can tell any small guard. He's 6'1", 170 pounds. If you're that small, you have got to have that floater in your disposal. It's the only way you're going to get shots around the rim.
McAdoo, power move, and it rolls away, but he'll go to the line as he took the foul. Well, it's NBA Friday coming up on ESPN. All the action starting at 7 with the Kia NBA Countdown. Then at 9, it's the Rockets and the Pacers. At 10:30, hang on for the Timberwolves and the Lakers. NBA Friday on ESPN, presented by State Farm.
Texas now has Mr. Lammert with 4 fouls. So you've got Holland with 3, Lammert with 4.
So those fouls in the opening minutes of the second half really piling up, starting to hurt the Longhorns. He had an excellent first half rebounding. He was a real terror on the glass. He's going to sit and watch for a long stretch here. McAdoo back at the line where he is 4 for 12.
Texas, you'd like to see Jonathan Holmes reassert himself as he did in the first half.
Oh, airborne Croker. They're going to wave it off, an offensive foul. He banked it in, but it will not count.
Good call. And I tell you, most collisions around the rim, unless it is a definitive charge, it's going to be a block call. So defender, I mean, that was easy call for the officials.
Easy call, but another reminder that DeMarcus Croker, just a freshman out of Florida, is going to be a lot to handle.
Oh, yeah.
At the college level. Man, can he get up. Entry pass from McAdoo. Tipped. Johnson had it blocked. Out of play, it'll go the other way. Texas ball.
I'm not sure how many times when Carolina is playing an opponent that the opponent is going to have as many athletic, quick second jumpers as they do.
Great point. Who in the ACC can compete that way? A lot of teams in the ACC are going to shoot threes better, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Holmes up top, lets it fly. Page has his head up. McDonald, short. And a foul on the rebounding fray. That's going to go against Johnson and North Carolina.
And Roy upset with the reaction of Bryce Johnson. You know, he doesn't, he's going to get him out, I think. It'll be interesting. And athletically, Bryce Johnson can make this play, okay? So it wouldn't shock you. Yeah, see, I mean, briefly, at the briefest, I disagree. Again, we have the benefit of the replay. But Roy doesn't like that reaction.
So 60-50, Texas trying to build on that lead. James Michael McAdoo with 4 fouls.
Roy doesn't want his players showing up the officials, and if he needs to plead your case, you know he's going to as a coach. Oh, the foul was on McAdoo.
They did. They called it against McAdoo, and he goes to the bench. But Roy is not happy in any event, taking the time to talk with Kersey about it. Take a look at McAdoo now on the left. Where do you see any foul?
Wow. Wow. I mean, if that's the new rules, that's brutal.
That's too much.
Yes.
Felix. There's contact there. That was with 7 on the shot clock. And another foul. So Felix really taking over, running the offense for Rick Barnes. Foul on that baseline. Texas will put it in. Over the top, Felix right there on the line, but able to keep clear of stepping over it. He'll drive it. Banker, no. Swatted out of play by Texas. It certainly doesn't have the fluid momentum of the first half.
No, not even close. You know, we got out of the gates first 2 minutes. Texas had 14 fouls. Texas has already put Carolina in the bonus.
Approaching 13 minutes, McDonald on the drive and another foul.
See, now I thought that foul happened before the shot attempt. The arm bar was sitting there the whole time, but I thought it happened before the shot attempt.
That one goes against DeMarcus Holland, and that's his 4th.
Let's see, does the arm bar occur first? He goes off the dribble drive. See, he's sitting there riding him well before the gather and going up motion.
Going to make that foul on Taylor. So McDonald at the stripe with 13-17 to go. And drops in that one, so it's a 9-point game. Felix lets it fly, and it's too strong. Texas one and done.
We are missing DeMarcus Holland right now. When do you come back with him if you're Rick?
Carolina gets only one shot at it. Long jumper from the corner. That won't fall by Croker. There's a lid on both baskets here. Page. That's too strong. Johnson with a big board. Put it to the deck, though. Scraps for it and the foul. He'll go to the line.
His activity has been huge here in the second half. Bryce Johnson is a tremendous athlete. At 6'9", unbelievable hops, good hands around the rim. He's got lots of orange around him, but he just keeps working to get space.
Now Bryce Johnson trying to catch his breath. 6 rebounds so far tonight. Didn't play a lot down the stretch last season when Carolina went to that smaller lineup, but playing about 21 minutes a game.
Jonathan Holmes appear to be 100%, limping a little bit, now laying down, getting some attention. When we went to break last, they were massaging that hamstring like perhaps he's cramping.
Need him back in there. He's their top scorer at 13 a game.
Boy, Carolina now 16 of 32 from the free throw line.
The major reason they're trailing by 9 points at home. Yancey penetrating. Another foul in the lane. Boy, it's been one whistle after another. 12:19 to go. Yancey to the line. Kendall Yancey only hits 46% of his foul shots. Came into the game having made just 10 out of 22. Carolina goes to the bench again. They're going to bring Jackson Simmons in. Yancey, the freshman out of Richardson, Texas, makes 1 of 2. So back up by 10, Texas. They've been much more efficient at the line, 17 out of 22. Page jumper, around and out, rebound tip, no. Tipped out high to Page again. Shreds the defense. Nice pass underneath there for 2. Beautiful job there from Meeks to get free for the bucket. Taylor in a hurry. The tip, no. Another one won't fall. Scrum for the rebound. Big battle in the lane. They're going to call a tie up there, and the arrow belongs to Carolina, so they'll have possession.
Felix keeps getting caught up on picks, and he's checking Marcus Page, and this is why they're missing Holland, because he's running into screens. How about the ability to split that traffic and make the delivery? Nice, Marcus.
Our second half, our doubleheader, Shabazz Napier, not only leading the team in points, rebounds, assists, and shots. He is on fire. He'll take on Stanford. Let's get back out to David Doris.
Max, thank you very much. There's who scored. Texas with a 61-53 lead. It's a very key man being worked on. Jonathan Holmes, 12 points, 9 rebounds tonight.
That was moments ago while we were away at the timeout. And we saw him just at the end of the break start to have a little laugh with the strength and conditioning coach, Todd Wright. That's a guy who had 12 points, 7 boards, was 5 for 5 from the free throw line. A huge miss if he can't get back on the floor for Texas.
Up and in for the quick strike. He can certainly do that. Give Page 18. The tip up and good as Texas crashes the glass. That was eBay.
And that's only their second offensive rebound of this half. A much better job by North Carolina corralling defensive backboards.
Approaching 11 minutes to go. McDonald. Rebound tipped out back to Page. New shot clock here for the Tar Heels. They've made mini runs, but no extended runs. Hicks got a good look. That won't fall. They keep it alive again. Page won't wait. Meeks with a rebound. One dribble down. No foul. Tipped up and in. It looked like Jackson Simmons got his fingers on it. He gets the basket. Push back out for eBay. Carolina within 5.
The young Texas team being forced to execute in a half court with a team making a push at them. Who do they go to?
Taylor draws the contact, can't get the shot to go, but he'll be at the line. Talk about offensive rebounding in this game. It's been a big factor, big reason Texas has the lead.
Well, this is a nice job by Meeks, and then Jackson on the weak side. You were exactly right. But then for Texas, only the second one of the half. eBay gets him on the board.
Page just picked up his first foul. Texas has been far better at the line than North Carolina has tonight. 10:19 to go. Taylor with another one coming. And Holmes is coming back on the floor. Jonathan Holmes to return. Now the other question is, how long can he stay out there? He's going to cramp up again. Most missed free throws this season. North Carolina third on that list with 121 misses. Texas with 124.
That's going to be a hole now on Yancey.
That's going to be his 4th foul.
They're in the double bonus. Carolina's in the double bonus
with 10 minutes to go.
10 minutes to go. May not help them with the way they shoot it.
It'll put McDonald at the line. Leslie McDonald returning to the North Carolina rotation tonight. Cleared by the NCAA. Sat out the first 9 games. Suspended for receiving impermissible benefits. And P.J. Harrison, still no word on when he may return. He's also been suspended. Entirely different set of circumstances with him.
Correct. And North Carolina had filed a reinstatement request with the NCAA for this guy at the free throw line, Leslie McDonald. They have yet to do that for P.J. Hairston, which leads you to believe Carolina is not finished with their process in that circumstance.
eBay lost the dribble, back out for Felix. 64-58 Texas. Holmes thought about the three. Gave up his riddle. Shot clock down to 11 now for Texas. Down to 9. Holmes won't wait this time and buries it.
This was the guy who set the pace in the first half. The other guy, DeMarcus Holland, can he do a great job now with Page for a stretch?
High rebound to Felix. Wants to run as Holland out in front. Taylor will drive it. Can't lay it in. And a fast break opportunity. Now McDonald does. Up against Holmes, who swats it away. And saved by Texas and Holland. On Felix. Tip to eBay and a foul. Prince eBay to shoot. Not a good foul shooter himself at just 52%.
What a difference Jonathan Holmes has made for virtually every minute he's been on the floor. McDonald crosses him over, makes the right move, can't get the angle. And then Holmes makes a three coming up the floor.
eBay with a miss. Meeks picked up his 4th foul, incidentally. Wholesale substitutions. 3 new men on the floor for Carolina. With 9:12 to go. Both of these teams have a lot of trouble making foul shots. Texas has certainly got the better of it tonight at the line. Carolina's 16 out of 34.
Marcus Page is getting his first rest, and the reason he is, I think Roy recognized he was tired. He was on the weak side, didn't corral a rebound.
Britt got it up and in. Page getting fluids, trying to get a breather for the last 8.5 or so. Jump shot for Texas and too strong. Holland misfired. Felix gets it back. Longhorns by 7. Taylor deep in the corner. Holmes. Crowd thought he walked on that one, that he left his feet. Did not appear he did. Holland again. Got it. Three-pointer. DeMarcus Holland, who is only 5 for 20 from 3 coming into the game. Tokoto up top. McDonald on the way. Got it all net.
It takes some confidence. You've been out all season long. This is your first game back. Big moment, and you pull the trigger on the 3.
Carolina 7 out of 14 beyond the arc. They leave Holland open again. He can't make him pay. And a foul on the top will go against Texas. 7:21 to go.
DeMarcus Holland was on the bench with a 3-foul situation. Felix has been relentless. Gets in the gap, kicks it to the corner, makes the 3. But Mr. McDonald, welcome back to the heels.
And it's a 7-point lead. Very disappointing season. 16 and 18. Did not go to the NCAA tournament for the first time under Rick Barnes.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me. I think in this day and age, and I don't know whether it's social media, whatever the case may be, and obviously Texas is an institution right now, a new athletics director. They obviously have a very important hire replacing Mac Brown. But coaching has become undervalued to me. This guy, Rick Barnes, first 14 years he goes to the NCAA tournament, he averages 24 wins. Yes, it was a defection of 3 transfers. 5 guys leave the program. But to me, his history is so strong. How he could even be under scrutiny is amazing. And obviously, you know, a little bit of a transition for him. He's talked about a culture change. Getting Rob Lanier back on his staff has been huge to him because Rob has such a good feel for the kinds of kids Rick wants to recruit. And it's amazing to me how quickly, and I'll just reference the NBA. You had 3 coaches last year in the NBA who set franchise records for wins and didn't come back the next season.
Sure.
It's like we've become this disposable society. Coaching is hard. I don't care what level.
And he's not the only coach I've heard under scrutiny at Texas. There's done a lot of winning in the past. Felix, entry pass, good one for Ridley to stop.
How about that? I mean, that is where Ridley is so tough. If he carves space and catches at the rim, turn the lights out. You are not going to check him if you allow him that deep a catch.
Tokuto trying to get inside and knocked away by Taylor. Going one-on-one here with Britt. And he'll go the other way.
If they didn't call that an offensive foul, this building would have exploded.
You're right.
It was a great call, Rick, with that Cheshire Cat grin. He absolutely threw Mr. Britt off.
72-64. 10 Texas turnovers. Given the pace early in this game, particularly the first half, it's a very low number of turnovers by these two teams.
Marcus Page, a very brief respite for him. And Felix trying to deny him the ball.
Lift up, it won't fall.
Can this young Texas team close in the Dean Smith Center? Can they close?
Ridley needs a guard. Holland, the alley-oop attempt. eBay can't get it. Ridley's there, and he draws the foul. Although, again, not an effective foul shooter, just 56%.
Boy, for long stretches to start this half, Carolina had done so much better of a job corralling defensive rebounds, and they're starting to pile up again.
Johnson with the foul for Carolina, his third. Ridley the top rebounder, but struggles at the line. McDonald coming back on now for Roy Williams. And Tokuto will take a seat. James Michael McAdoo also back on, and Simmons out. So Roy Williams, these last 6 minutes, trying to keep his guys as fresh as he can. Another foul.
That's a silly one by eBay.
Prince eBay with his fourth. So look at the foul trouble starting to hamper Texas.
And Jonathan Holmes is coming back in, but Rick is trying to get this young man a break and get him over there and get that cramping issue under control. But he goes up and he's not 100%. He's limping as he goes to the scorer's table.
McDonald at the line with 6:05 to go and around and out. We've seen that before by both of these teams. McDonald's only 2 for 7. Holmes is back. Is there a chance that Rick Barnes might finish the game with 4 guys again?
He did that once.
Did.
I was wondering what kind of reception Rick would get here, and I don't know, how familiar Carolina fans are. Rick was the coach at Clemson. He actually walked down the sideline and got into a confrontation with the legendary Dean Smith.
Yes. Very heated. 5:50 to go. Felix on the move. Holland to the right hand, blocked by McAdoo, and saved it. Did a great job keeping that one in play. Page is a little bit hobbled. Long jumper. McDonald drills it. Big three. Timeout, Texas. McDonald just back into the fold and right in front of his bench. A long distance three-pointer. 72-68. Texas lead is shrinking.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. And Audi, truth in engineering.
Carolina is putting all kinds of pressure on the young Longhorns to close, and you normally, before McDonald's return tonight, you wouldn't sprint to 3 in transition defense. You would sprint to the lane, which is exactly where Texas sprinted to. They've hit a season-high 8 threes, and Mr. McDonald in his first game back has got 4 of them.
They're delighted to have number 2 back here in Chapel Hill, and they have carved down the Texas lead to 4 points with 5.5 to go.
And come on, what this guy is doing is not easy, okay? It wasn't easy for him to sit out, to have made the mistakes he made. and then to come back, your team is not playing great. You're not shooting the ball especially well. You get beat off the backboards, and he steps in at a big moment. Now he's at the head of the defense, trying to get his guys ready to go.
This is the closest the game has been since it was 25-21. The Leaks, shot clock at 20. The Leaks trying to penetrate. Pops it up there. Won't drop. Rebound loose, and a foul will go against Texas. The Leaks trying to follow his miss. 5:09 remaining. Holiday Hoops back on ESPN. Jordan Adams and UCLA taking on Jabari Parker and the Blue Devils. Ranked number 8 tomorrow at Madison Square Garden. Brought to you by Cade Jewelers at 7:30 Eastern. Jonathan
Holmes is going to have to go right back out. Connor Lambert is trying to get the attention of the officials. I don't think the official has acknowledged this yet, have they?
Well, Lambert is walking onto the floor to take his spot in the lane. 15 points, 10 rebounds, and this is the second or third time we've seen this happen, where Jonathan has cramped up desperately and gone down on his back across the baseline. McAdoo at the line. A rare make, and listen to that reaction for James Michael McAdoo. It sounded like he hit a game-winning 3. Well, he's 5 out of 14 at the line. Can he make 2 in a row? (72-69). He has 9 points. Taylor.
Look at the cushion Nate Britt is giving Taylor. He's not even checking the three-point because all Taylor wants to do is beat you off the bounce. Better job containing him off the drive in the second half.
Lambert, great cut. Holland has it knocked away. Carolina with the stop. Page thought about the 3 in transition. Didn't take it. It will back it out. Now Page fires. McAdoo there with the rebound. Strong move and 2.
That is a big-time athlete playing college basketball.
Ridley with a catch and swatted away. 2 spectacular defensive stops by North Carolina on back-to-back plays. And now North Carolina with a chance to get the lead. Britt gets bumped, goes down hard, and he'll go to the line. He took a shot with 4:06 to go.
Yeah, watch James Michael McAdoo get a rebound opportunity. Just crashes the glass. Doesn't ever have a good angle, but the athleticism to create a shot opportunity. And then how about this big-time play? No, sir, twice on the pipes.
Britt, the freshman, makes 67%. Missed the opportunity to tie there. 19 of 41, North Carolina. Their fans are in agony watching this. But this one can tie it. 72-72.
Carolina in a zone. And what they've done is played a significant amount of zone because they couldn't contain Texas off the dribble. This gives them a better chance at it.
The young Longhorns.
They have completely shrunk the floor, and scoring in a half court has become impossible.
Taylor on a spin. Carolina's defense has been nothing short of sensational. McDonald lost the handle deep in the corner, and out it goes. Tied at 72. 3:35 down the stretch we come at Chapel Hill. It's a toss-up here. 3:35 remaining, and North Carolina locked up at 72-72.
And back in the zone, and they're just saying to Texas, can you beat me with perimeter jump shots? Look at James Michael McAdoo is the head of that zone. How'd you like that length and athleticism out there?
Felix catches, fires, got it, a three-pointer.
Wow, big time shot. Rick Barnes going to use a timeout. That is big time shot by Felix.
Javon Felix, the sophomore from New Orleans, who's attempted more threes than anybody for Texas, able to drill a big three here.
And again, all second half, a lot of zone for Carolina, shrinking the floor. James Michael McAdoo goes back to take away the pass to Lambert, and that allows the space because Felix is not very big. And if McAdoo doesn't collapse, there is absolutely no way he gets that shot off.
Listed at 5'11". James Michael McAdoo at 6'9".
Couple of things going on here. So the zone has had its impact. The fact that Jonathan Holmes, who is the scholarship junior, the lone scholarship junior, has been in and out of the second half, has really had an impact on Texas.
Yep.
He's been nowhere near as effective as a scorer or a rebounder.
Their most experienced player. And whether or not they'll have him these last 3 minutes is anybody's guess. He's had to leave the contest a couple of times. Joel James left the contest in the first 21 seconds of this contest.
And Nate Britt, we're getting word, Nate Britt just went back to the Carolina locker room. We'll see if we can get a word on exactly why.
Looked like his leg.
No matter what happens for Texas right now tonight, whether they can close this game with their young team or not, what an experience. You know, young people have to learn how to win. It's another thing to learn to win on a road in a big-time environment against a high-level opponent. Rick's team has comported itself really well. They're not carrying themselves with the same verve they did, though, through the first 32 minutes.
Stanford, UConn coming up right after we finish up. It's tipping at 9-10 in that one. 3:05 left here at Chapel Hill. Page holds it. McAdoo. Johnson, the follow-away. Yes.
This guy on the offensive end has been terrific. He's got to improve as a defender, but that is a nice-looking move. See, I don't think they have anyone they trust in the high post. Holmes would be the closest guy.
Ridley in the paint, high for two.
Wow, this guy got major league potential. How about that? Just carving space, terrific hands, great touch.
Holmes now defending Johnson, fires up again. The tip won't fall. Holmes again is in agony. A foul and the basket. Kennedy Meeks working hard underneath. And North Carolina is within one.
6'9", 290 pounds, keeps the ball alive. Good enough hands to go ahead and corral that, take the contact, and score.
Ridley with his fourth foul. Holmes has to be helped off the court. I just don't think they can bring him back again.
Yeah.
They have made every effort. You have to talk about courage.
Oh.
What a great heart this kid has. He's tried time and time again, despite this terrible cramping, to get on the floor and help his team win, knowing he's the most experienced player that they have. He's just in agony again. Three-point play for the big freshman Meeks, and we're tied again. And all Holmes can do is watch. Look at Roy as he directs traffic. He was screaming out at Nate Britt. Fires down the jacket. 77-77.
So they come out of the zone, Carolina, and go man-to-man. What does Texas look to do offensively?
Felix wants the ball, wants to shoot it, and it rolls in. What touch.
Boy, oh boy, this guy down the stretch of that Temple game that went overtime made similar type big-time plays under duress.
Page back out. Britt won't shoot it. McDonald well, and well short. Taylor snares the rebound. Here comes Texas again. Picked away, stolen clean by Britt. He loses the dribble and he lost it out of bounds. Goodness gracious.
All right, that's a mistake. But I think Roy Williams would be more upset with the shot Leslie McDonald took. I mean, that was just too quick trigger three for a guy with that kind of experience.
Texas up by 2 with 90 seconds to go. On the road playing their first ranked opponent, number 14 North Carolina. They've got Michigan State coming this weekend. But how huge this would be for a young Longhorn team.
Carolina looking to trap Felix at the top. Felix wisely goes opposite and gets himself spaced out.
Felix wants it again and drills another one. Let's see what they call that now. A two-pointer or a three. They're going to go to the monitor to get a look at this. Felix's last shot very close to being on the line, but he wants it and he's draining them.
Come on, this guy Felix on the season is a 34% shooter. I'll tell you what, I think they need to just make it a tight game and his percentages will go up. You can see Lambert's trying to set the screen. Defender goes underneath. Marcus Page is giving him a cushion. How about that? His feet well behind the three-point line.
Plenty of room. So that'll be a three.
There's some guys who don't want the ball in this instance. Mr. Felix, he wants it. 8. The last 8 Texas points he has.
1:06 remaining.
Plenty of time for North Carolina. Plenty of time.
Tar Heels will have the ball.
If you're Texas, you have been face guarding Marcus Page for long stretches, and Felix looks like he's headed in his direction. Leslie McDonald has made 4 threes. Isaiah Taylor gets that draw.
Johnson off to McDonald. McAdoo setting the screen. Under a minute now. Here's Britt to fire. He can't hit. Lambert mishandled a rebound. Big collision in the lane and a whistle. Bodies going everywhere. With 52 seconds remaining. And a foul will go against Leslie McDonald of North Carolina. That'll be his 3rd. DeMarcus Holland really got hit. Will march to the other end to shoot now. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Holland, who only makes 54% of his foul shots. Sophomore out of Garland, Texas. Rebounded away by Carolina. Under 50. Trailing by 5. Page drives it, spins it. Blocked out of play by Ridley.
Wow. It's the right decision by Page because you didn't necessarily need the 3. So if you thought you could attack the rim, I thought he might look to dish that.
Down to 41. Britt right down the lane to the left hand and a foul on the play. He'll shoot 2. And Ridley with his 5th. Our Kay Jewelers moment of brilliance brought to you by Kay Jewelers. Felix just lighting it up here.
Well, he's had several moments of brilliance. That is a big time shot. 6 points, 9 rebounds for Connor Lambert. And that last possession, that last defensive possession they had, Lambert didn't get the board, but again, another case where Lambert pursues it out of his area and allows his teammates to go get it.
Holmes has returned to the floor, believe it or not. Jonathan Holmes limping his way back onto the court. Just remarkable, the heart that he's showing here tonight. The junior from San Antonio, he wants to be on the floor, I think, at the end here.
Well, Ridley is a 55% shooter, so I think you wanted to get him off the floor if you were Rick Barnes. Holmes is your 84% free throw shooter and your best free throw shooter.
Well, Ridley fouled out, so he took himself out. 34.9 seconds. And Britt around and out. They'll talk about foul shooting for Carolina tonight.
Boy, Holmes couldn't even go get that board.
Felix tied up deep in the corner. And a timeout, Texas, with 28 seconds to go. Well, that's the other factor with Holmes. He's playing on one leg.
One leg. He couldn't even, he checked out but he had to have Lambert come across the free throw line.
As you can see, Stanford UConn has tipped off. If you want to see that game, you can tune over to ESPN News. As soon as our game between Texas and North Carolina has concluded, we will rejoin that game in progress. In the meantime, stay with us. We'll get you back out to Dave and Doris for the final 28 seconds in Chapel Hill.
Texas has the possession arrow, by the way, Doris, as we look at the reset.
Felix is the 81% free throw shooter, or excuse me, 84% coming into tonight. So you're trying to deliver the ball to him if you're Texas. You're trying to prohibit the catch to him if you're Carolina.
Tar Heels fighting for their lives here, trailing 82-78, and yet, think about foul shooting tonight. North Carolina, 22 for 45.
Wow.
Making 8 of 23 in the second half. Yikes. Foul here, and it looked like Britt may have gotten grazed by an elbow.
Yeah, and that got Roy Williams up quickly. If you swing this elbow and you, let's see, does he connect? Is it a flagrant foul? Does he swing it? Yeah, see? Wow. Wow.
25.2 seconds left. You know what Roy wants. He wants a flagrant. They are going to go over and take a look.
Yeah, yeah. It took Roy Williams getting up off the bench for them to go over to the monitor. I like that they can check it.
Take a look at the replay. Now, a reminder, flagrant one is a foul deemed excessive in nature, including one in which is not a legitimate attempt to play the ball, illegal contact with an elbow above the opponent's shoulders, not swung excessively. A flagrant two, a foul involving contact not only excessive but severe or extreme.
Now, what would you say? Was that a severe or extreme swing of the elbow? I would say no. If they're going to call something, it'll be a flagrant one.
And that would be 2 shots and the ball. A flagrant two is a player ejection. 2 shots in the ball. That's a penalty.
And remember, the reason and the rationale why this was instituted was for the safety of the players. Concussions were at issue on these swinging of the motion. There's been a tempered reaction in the aftermath of some of that because, to me, there were times in games where coaches were basically teaching on a rebound catch, okay? You weren't allowing that guy to turn and allow himself to get some space. Coaches were teaching to the rule and putting that team that had corralled the defensive rebound at a deficit. So I thought the tempered reaction after the first year was a good change.
Very good crew here tonight. Carl Hess, Les Jones, and Brian Kersey. And they are together right around the midcourt area. One thing I would like to see is these calls, when they're eventually made coming off the monitor, addressed
quicker,
a lot quicker.
Yeah,
it takes a long time.
Well, this is a big time moment. I think these
No
three,
doubt.
these three guys want to make sure they get it right.
Both head coaches are smiling as they're being talked to by the officials here at midcourt. But we have not heard what the ruling is. I'm trying to listen in. In times like this, you just wish you had been brought up a better lip reader. 25.2 on the clock, 82-78 Texas.
Brian Kersey going to come over and give us a word here.
Doris, you go ahead and listen in. Doris going to take her headphones off. And dead ball foul on Tokoto as well. So Taylor will be at the line.
Did you hear it?
No, go ahead and tell us.
So flagrant one, Foul.
Number 13 is previously called JP Tokoto. At the line will be Isaiah Taylor.
So these
After
are,
he finishes,
this is for a
there's
dead ball
also a
contact foul.
technical on number 1, Isaiah Taylor.
There you go. There you go.
So Taylor to shoot 2. All by himself, just 61%.
We will try to get you the toe-to-toe foul. Dead ball contact foul. After these free throws, the ball at midcourt. 2 shots and the ball at midcourt.
So Page will shoot those. And these are the technicals. 18 points so far for Page. We'll show you from a different angle. JP Tokoto, see if we can get a different angle on this. There's Tokoto coming in on Taylor. So 25.2 to go. North Carolina will have the ball at midcourt. Trailing 84-80. Both head coaches look like they're satisfied with the ruling.
You got to go here.
Down to 15 seconds. Page catches, fires, got it, a three-pointer. A one-point game with 12 seconds to play. Page with a big shot.
He has delivered all season long for this Carolina team. And this play is something we've seen an awful lot. James Michael McAdoo screen gives him just the kind of cushion he needs to make a big-time shot. So similar situation if you're Texas. You've got to inbound the ball, big-time shot. You've got to inbound the ball cleanly, and where you catch it is so important. The reason there was a problem for Isaiah Taylor was where he caught it. The trap came immediately, and he was in jail because he was on the baseline. Where Texas catches this ball is crucial.
23 for Marcus Page.
So let's just go back, because Brian Kersey the first time said flagrant 1. It wasn't. There was a personal foul on Tokoto and a dead ball contact foul on Taylor.
So Texas trying to get it in. In for Holmes. He gives it back to the guard, and a timeout.
Boy, a young team just really struggling to handle the pressure. Holmes wanted no part of holding the ball, and he gives it up to Taylor in exactly the same spot, and they got to burn another timeout.
With 8.8 to go, and Texas clinging to a 1-point lead. They have the possession arrow. Texas is out of timeouts. Carolina still has 3.
Yeah. So this is really scary for Rick Barnes, because again, it's where you catch it and what you do with it. You have to have a second pass immediately. So whoever catches the first one, be prepared to look ahead.
So setting up for quite a finish here in Chapel Hill. A game that has seen both teams scuffle at the foul line, particularly North Carolina, who have made only 24 of 47. Texas has missed 11 at the line.
I tell you, with as shaky as Texas has been, I know there's only 8.8 seconds, but if I get a quick trap, I'm still not fouling right away. I might give it a beat if they're able to catch it.
They get Lambert in to inbound. He's 6'9". They do get it in for Holland. Holland spinning. Collision there, and it's going to be a foul against Carolina with 7.2. Roy was begging for an offensive foul right in front of his bench. 84-83 Texas.
Either that or a travel.
Yes.
And we'll see. This is why the catch here is important. He's got a space initially. Didn't look to me like he traveled. It looked like he planted the right foot and then went.
So that's 5 on James Michael McAdoo. So he has fouled out with 11 points.
So Holland is at the free throw line coming into this season. This game tonight, 53.8%. Tonight he's 1 of 3.
Again, both teams with major issues at the foul line. Each side coming into the game just 61% at the line. And it has hurt them both at various times. Jackson Simmons will come on for North Carolina. In for McAdoo.
How many guys does Texas step off the line? They've got 2 back, Isaiah Taylor and Felix. On a make, there's a sub waiting.
Carolina's going to take a timeout here. They still have 2 to go. Timeout, North Carolina.
Well, it's been an entertaining game.
Fascinating
all
game.
night long.
Fascinating because the game has not been played solely at one speed or at one tempo. It's been played at about 7 different tempos, and so much of it has been determined by, frankly, some inept foul shooting. Otherwise, Carolina would probably be up had they shot the ball even decently well at the line. By 10 or 12 points, this game would have ended a long time ago.
No question about it. No question about it.
We're about to see the 79th foul shot of this game. The 79th. In a game that already is close to 2.5 hours.
The man at the free throw line, DeMarcus Howland, played in all 34 games, but only about 16 minutes per game last year. So Holmes is back in. eBay is at the scorer's table. He's going to make him come in. And Lambert out. Brian Kersey telling Lambert, get off the floor.
Can't believe that Jonathan Holmes is still playing tonight. Holland at the line.
Regardless of what happens, make or miss, the forwards have got to sprint back for Texas. The guards have got to force Carolina to use some time coming up the clock.
Holland misses the pair. He follows his own miss. Up and in. 86-83.
Roy uses a timeout. Boy, was that close to offensive interference?
Very much, because you saw a grab of that iron.
Yeah.
We'll have to take a look at that. With 3.5 seconds left, they're going to go to the monitor again.
Watch this. No one checks him out. Britt is late, but watch the Texas player as this ball goes into the cylinder. Look at, he touches the net.
That's Holmes grabbing onto the net. It appeared to move the rim ever so slightly.
Wow. This is why you like to be able to use the monitor.
3.5 seconds remaining. We've had a couple of very important official reviews here in the last minute.
See, it's the details, right? As a player, it is the details. If the officials at the scorer's table check the timing, it's the details. Nate Britt is a second late. He's a second late for the checkout. He is actually off the free throw line, realizes he's got to be the guy because nobody on the free throw line checks him out or on the lane line extended, and they give up that offensive board. Unbelievable.
They're going to reset the clock to 4.1. So some extra time here. But Carolina has to go the full length of the floor, and they need 3 points to tie.
And they put eBay on Jackson Simmons, trying to impede his vision.
Gets it in for Page. He takes a timeout right there around mid-floor. So 3.7. 3.7 seconds. Well, what a finish here. 86-83 Texas.
Yep, plenty of time. Absolutely plenty of time. And this is why you noted it. I mean, Roy had those 3 timeouts in his pocket, and he needed every single one of them. The key is here now, when you inbound it, you're trying to catch somebody off the screen, maybe one dribble quick 3, but you want to give yourself, you'd like to get it up as fast as possible.
So who takes it? Who is he diagramming the play for right now?
Page. And he has been the guy to deliver.
He is 23. He's made 5 of 8 from 3. McDonald of course,
4 of 8.
has made 4 of his. Coming off the bench tonight in his return to the lineup, at least as a substitute tonight, the NCAA lifting his suspension, allowing him to play in what's turned into a dandy at Chapel Hill inside the Smith Center.
How about there will be only 3 guys on the floor who had even attempted the 3 for Carolina coming in tonight? Page, Tokoto, and Brick.
A win for Texas puts the Longhorns at 10-1. North Carolina with a victory tonight would go to 8-2. Been such a wild ride early in the season for North Carolina. Up and down and up and down.
Page inbounding. And so, you know, you always talk about don't lose track of the inbounder, because it's an inbound pitch back to him that you try to complete. McDonald in the corner nearest the Carolina bench.
3.7 seconds remaining. Marcus Page will put it in play. To McDonald. McDonald looking. Back to Page. Fires up a long one. Around and out, and that's how it ends. He got a terrific look. Wow. Texas hangs on to beat North Carolina 86-83.
How about that game? Great play. Just what we said. Don't lose track of the inbounder. Don't fall asleep on him. They got a great look. McDonald is the guy who catches it because he's one of their good options, but a outstanding job by Simmons on the weak side to free up that look.
Boy, as it came off his hand, I think everybody in the building, including Marcus Page, thought he had tied the game and sent it to overtime. Around and out at the buzzer.
What a win for Rick Barnes and the young Longhorn squad.
They hang on and knock off Carolina on Carolina's home floor, 86-83. That's our final tonight. A lot of fun here from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. From my partner, Doris Burke, I'm Dave O'Brien. Thanks so much for joining us. Right now, we send it out to the XL Center for Stanford and number 10 UConn.